Firstly, this is my quick review of the points I secured in game week 23. I think this was a pretty decent week for me, although my defenders didn't really deliver as I would have imagined, and I will be using my wildcard now. I do think it's the right time, because I think I've invested a lot in my defense rather than my attack and midfield. So I do think for some bonus and extra points I will be needing the midfielders and attackers rather than the defenders, because these are not really decent points for the money I have invested in the defense. I do know they have been playing well, Manchester City. This is the first game. They have poorly bought the points, but yeah, I do think it's time for me to bring more enforcements in the midfielders and attackers rather than the defense. And where I do still have De Gea and Mattis. They still haven't played the game. They will play tonight against Stoke, and I already have secured 79 points, but I could have done better if my defenders had done a good job. So yeah, I'll be using my wild card, and let's proceed. Well, I decided to use my second wild card, and this is my team. Looks pretty decent with the fixtures they have and the form they are in. Firstly, I went for Courtois as my goalkeeper. I actually had De Gea, but the fixtures of Chelsea seems pretty easy. Upcoming 4 fixtures, I guess. They are Brighton, Bournemouth, Watford, and West Brom. I think these are pretty decent fixtures, and Chelsea wouldn't have much problem facing these teams. Although after this, they have Man United, and in Champions League, Barcelona, and again Man City. So I think this upcoming 4 games would be pretty handy. So I went for Courtois. And then, second keeper, I chose Elliott. Although he's not playing right now due to injury, he might get his place back in the team. But since I think Courtois will be playing in my team, I won't be needing Elliott. So he's cheap as well, only 4 million for a cheap price, and he might be playing. So I think this is a decent choice for the second keeper. Well then, moving on to the defense, I guess Alonso, he must be, although he's 7.1, is well pretty expensive, but he's getting his work done, I guess. And now, well, he has been delivering recently in every match. You can see all of 14.6, 14, 6, 7, 8, and I think although he's 7.1 and a defender, after all he's delivering the points, I think he's a good buy. So yeah, I have Alonso, and as I said, the upcoming fixtures are pretty easy, so I hope he keeps the clean sheet and keeps scoring, and yeah. And my second defender is Jones. I had azpi, but I think azpi is more kind of defensive than Alonso, and Jones is defensive too, but I think for the price of 7 million and 5.7 million, if I'll be getting the same number of points, I mean for just clean sheets, I think Jones is way better. After all, he has De Gea at the back between the posts, so I think this is a good defensive move. He does get points, although he doesn't score or something, but he does get few points. You can see that. And well, his fixtures are pretty easy, but I think he has fixtures against Spurs. That one is tricky, I guess, and the other fixtures are not that difficult, and they have, I think, relatively easy team in the Champions League. I think it's against Sevilla. Well, it's relatively easy. It's not Barcelona or Bayern Munich or something. So I think we don't have to worry about the fatigue and stuff. And well, and since Valencia will be joining the defense soon, the defense will be, I think, more stronger. And well, I hope he keeps some clean sheets and gets me the points. My third defensive choice was Bellerin. Well, although Arsenal are not playing well at all at the moment, they are out of the FA Cup and they lost against Bournemouth. Well, I think this is pretty cheap price, value for Bellerin as an Arsenal defender. He's winger. Well, I don't think he'll be keeping a lot of clean sheets, but he does have a chance of scoring or assisting, or who knows, maybe for some clean sheets. He did score against Bournemouth, and he has been scoring and keeping clean sheets for I guess past 2-3 games. And as well, he does have some decent points, and I think this is pretty cheap for an Arsenal player, and his fixtures as well. I think he does have difficult fixtures, but first three games are pretty easy against Palace, Swansea, Everton. Although Palace are finding their game right now, they're scoring and winning. And Spurs and Man City, this is pretty difficult for them. I think Everton is a tricky game too, but still, I do think Bellerin is a good choice according to the price he has, 6.1, and a winger. Yes, he does have a pretty chance of scoring. And well, for my two remaining defenders, I chose Edwards and Mbemba. Well, as I told you, I was investing more of my money in my forwards and midfielders. I really didn't have much left for the two defenders, so I just needed players who actually would play 90 minutes for me. Edwards is he's recently playing every game for Stoke. Although he's not keeping the clean sheets, but at least he's playing all the 90 minutes of the game. You can see that. Well, that's not pretty decent points, but as I told you, I just needed a player who could at least play some minutes and give me some points. And so yes, and their Stokes fixtures are pretty easy. This won't be in my game week 24. So Huddersfield, Watford, Bournemouth, and Brighton. I guess these are relatively easy for Stoke City. So I guess he will bring me a couple of points, and hope he will bring me some clean sheets. But for Mbemba, he did play at the beginning of the season when the Newcastle's first choice defenders were injured, but now he's not playing any of the game. But as I told you, I just couldn't invest more in my defense, so I just needed someone to fill in my pot for defenders. So I went for Edwards and Mbemba for I think 4 million. Edwards is a bargain. As for my midfielders, I had to keep Mahrez after I saw his performance against Chelsea. Well, it was pretty good. He was dribbling. He was doing most of the part for the Leicester, and I do think he and Vardy are the only main threats in a Leicester team. They do deliver, but more than Vardy, I do think Mahrez is the playmaker, and he does score, and will get you points. You can see this, I think, pretty decent. He is in form, and although all this rumor of him moving to Liverpool and all the other link-ups, I do think he is worth 8.6, and well, for the thing he has been doing in the Leicester team, and well, you can see the fixtures. They have for Watford, Everton, Swansea. I think this is pretty decent fixtures. Again, still there's Manchester City, but still this is pretty decent, and I do think he will deliver. I do have pretty much hope for Mahrez. And moving on to Salah, well, you should have him in your team. I have Salah from the beginning of the season, and yeah, he has been delivering in every match. Well, he hasn't disappointed yet. Well, he was kind of injured, but he did play against Man City, and well, he did score, and he has been scoring and delivering. This is just, oh wow, these points are just awesome. Yeah, and so yeah, you should have Salah, and they're I think have a very easy fixture in the Champions League too. I guess against Porto. Yeah, I guess Porto or someone. But well, still, you should have Salah. If you don't, you need him. And well, and moving on to Arnautovic, I kind of have dilemma between Arnautovic and Lanzini, but I went to Arnautovic because well, there's all this link up rumors between that Lanzini and Liverpool again. So well, I do think Arnautovic is doing pretty great. I actually had him in my double game week fixture, and he did well. And again against Huddersfield, he scored one and assisted two, and yeah, it was, I think, pretty good buy for me. And well, I had Eriksen from Tottenham, but for his price, for 9.3, I think it was better if I had Son, because Son's for 8.1 is scoring. Well, he has scored 5 consecutive goals in the home games, and he did score last time out too. So yeah, I did have this dilemma between Son and Eriksen, but I decided to go for Son as well, he's cheaper and he's scoring goals right now. And as I had one midfield spot left, I was thinking of Sterling over here, but again, when I saw the game of Firmino against Man City, and he has been delivering recently. I'm still skeptical about Firmino's performance, but he has been delivering all the points you can see, and so his fixtures are easy too. These are not that difficult, and they have easy Champions League game also. And well, as Liverpool don't have proper centre forward right now, Firmino is sure to play, and I don't think Klopp will rest him or anything. So I do think Firmino will play and will deliver. And so yes, I did put Sterling, but once the Sterling didn't even play a single game, the whole game he wasn't even in the lineup, so I did think it was a waste of my money, so I did take him off the other game week. So I do think Firmino is better than Sterling right now, and Liverpool's attack is on fire right now. And so yeah, I do think Firmino is a way better choice than Sterling. And as for the forwards, I've had Kane from the beginning of the season, and he has been awesome all this time. And well, I think you should have Salah and Kane in your team. They have been like competitive between each other and have been delivering points. And the fixtures of Tottenham are not that really easy, but it's Kane after all. You should have him in your team. You can see the three fixtures. These are pretty tough. And well, they even have a difficult game in the Champions League against Juventus, and so that yeah, fatigue may be the problem, but still it's Kane. You don't know what he's gonna do and when he's gonna deliver. So he's in pretty good form right now. So I would suggest anyone to have Kane and Salah in your team. And for this Kana, I just needed someone to fill the pod and at least play some minutes on the field. And well, he's right now injured, but he will be back in 20 Jan. That means in next game week. And he has been playing recently, and I don't know if he will play after he returns from the injury. But you can see he's the cheapest, and 4.5 is the cheapest for a striker, and he is one of them, and he is playing all these games. So although he won't be playing in my game, but well, he will be in the bench, but he is pretty good and cheap choice to have in your team. And yeah, well, yeah, this is my wildcard team, which will be applied from game week 24. And well, I'd love to hear your feedback about the team and which players are right and wrong according to you. Please leave down in the comments, and yeah, see you till the next time.